Hello, what is up everyone? It is Troop Reviews here. I hope you have had a fantastic day. I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. Today, we are going to be evaluating Red Dead Redemption 2's second ever train heist, aka the mission where basically you, John, and Charles all go and rob a train, with the exception of course, Sean joining you on the way. I did not forget. And this mission is, I've named this video, why is it, the most badass, but why is it also the most funny? Because I feel like this mission has a lot of humor that people don't talk about, but it's also just a badass element of Red Dead, and it's pretty great. So let me do a quick brief overview. So chapter 2 is arguably the happiest chapter in Red Dead Redemption 2. Most of the gang, if not, well, no, this is the whole gang is pretty much back together. You rescue Sean. You get the you rescue different people and you bring them back to the gang, and everything's sort of okie dokie fine. So what you do is John Marston in fact comes up to you with an idea of robbing a train. The idea is you put a big oil wagon in front of the train, so the train driver has to stop, and then you rob it. So that is exactly what you set off to do. You, playing as the fantastic protagonist Arthur Morgan, set off to start this heist. However, you see Sean Maguire standing there, in which this absolutely hilarious cutscene begins to play, of Sean shooting bottles and telling Arthur he's the real deal, when we both know, Sean, you ain't got shit on Arthur.
Real fucking funny shit, Arthur Morgan, huh? Real fucking funny.
Anyway, after Sean insisting to come along, Arthur finally allows him, and then finally you are ready to do your heist. You are ready to go. You all set off on a arguably dangerous ride there, and I bet Charles and John are absolutely bricking it. I didn't. There was no accidents at all on the way there. No, never. However, I digress. You go on your way to the train, and you get there, and you finally you have this absolutely badass cutscene of Arthur Morgan showing the player what he's really like, showing us his devious side, you could say, as he gets on top of the train, on top of the wagon, sorry, and stands there with a gun menacingly. You follow John in which you do a fun little side activity of collecting money and things from the passengers, and interrogating or threatening those who don't give you any money or try to resist. You head to the back of the train, where Sean is sent to get the real money at the back, in which you have to quickly save him using your Deadeye, and then your first mini shootout happens. I like when stuff like this happens. There's only 3 or 4 enemies here to kill, but it's just fun. It keeps the pace of the mission going without it feeling a bit boring, so I like it. Anyway, you loot the train, same old as usual, looting system that I quite enjoy, and then you meet Sean back outside. And here's where the funny element comes in again. You have 2 schmucks ride up on their horse, sheriffs, who are telling you obviously robbing a train is a big it's a bit of a big no-no. You're not really allowed to do that. In which Arthur responds with you're gonna stop me, pretty much, and then you get a whole bunch of lawmen after you, which is quite funny. In terms of level design and how this mission works is you have about a 2-minute or 3-minute ride there. Then you have the robbing sequence, which is about 5 minutes, including, of course, the actual looting system at the end, sequence at the end, which is probably adds it all up to about 6 minutes on the train. And then you have about a 2-minute shootout with the law. So there's not a lot of shooting, but the stuff that is there is pretty fun. The lawmen surround you, and all you see is like their yellow lanterns lighting up. It's quite actually a beautiful shootout, really. I mean, I know no one's ever described a shootout as beautiful, but in terms of gameplay wise, aesthetically, the level's very pleasing to look at. It's set under this dark night sky, which really gives the tone off that you're doing something that you certainly shouldn't be, and it's this creepy vibe, but you're the ones in control of it all, sort of. Anyway, a lot of lawmen show up, and you have a shootout with them, of course, with Charles, John, and Sean being with you. It also adds a little fun dynamic to the whole level as a whole. Anyway, you get on your horse, and then you begin to ride off. I quite like this bit, because riding off, you can you can actually lead your partners with you, Sean and John and Charles. You lead them with you around the place, which I find is pretty cool. I just thought about this, right? Because you escape and Sean, John, and Charles are all programmed to follow you. This is what I'm thinking, right? What's stopping you from going to, like, keeping a lawman with you and then going all the way to Saint Denis? I need to find this out. Like, I have to find this out because I've been thinking about this for a while, actually. Anyway, you get to the end, and it's kind of creepy at the end because you escape them, obviously. But then you get to the end, and Arthur actually turns around and he goes, "I'm not sure about this. Was it a setup because of how quickly they got to us?" So there's this big sort of moment of, "Oh shit, was it a setup? I'm not sure," and then you will disband. The mission isn't very long, but it's pretty fun. I'd probably give it an 8. In terms of level design, it probably is overhyped. However, once again, Red Dead Redemption 2 manages to do something that no other game can really capture, and it's that feeling of just badassness and that feeling of you are in the world around you. How Rockstar managed to do it, how Rockstar managed to have a third-person shooter action-adventure game where for pretty much 3/4 of this mission, you are either riding a horse or looting things. I don't know how they managed to do it and still make it interesting and fun, but I could play this mission about 6 times over and still find it pretty fun, which is something I don't think you can say for a lot of open world games, especially with missions. I look at some missions in GTA and I feel like they would really get repetitive. I know a lot of people are going to have a go at me for that because Red Dead has been criticised for its lack of different ways to approach things, but hey, it's Rockstar we're dealing with here. Anyway, quickly, before I end this video off, I want to talk about the music. The music in this level is gorgeous as always, really portraying this nighttime element of you should not be here, this is a bit dangerous, this is a bit out of your depth. It's a very appreciative track, I really enjoy it, and it fits the tone of the level quite well, I would say. Very well, I'd say. And having this be your second train robbery, and this one actually goes well. Obviously, your first one is a complete muck-up and it fails. So this one going quite well, but then at the end, you still have that tension of, was it a setup? It kind of ends it off on a bit of a creepy note, because you're not really sure whether you were set up, whether everything went according to plan, whether you were missing something. You're not really sure. So it's all a bit it's kind of confusing, and it's kind of a bit disorientating and a bit creepy, if I'm honest. Like I say, you're very on edge throughout the whole thing. But yeah, if I had to sum it up, it's a fun short mission which you've been preparing for a while, with likable characters. It plays off the funny side of Red Dead very well with Sean, builds character development, and has quite fun gameplay in between the world building. So yeah, I would give this mission like an 8 out of 10. Anyway, I will be evaluating even more Red Dead missions coming up in the future. If you like the video, please leave me a like and subscribe. If you don't like the video, tell me how to improve, tell me what I need to do, tell me what you want to see. Thank you all ever so much for watching my content. If you're a subscriber, I really do appreciate you. We're only on, I think, 270 subscribers or something at the minute, but I tried to keep the content consistent and to high value as I can. If you notice these small 8 or 9 minute videos, it's just because I'm on holiday, so the quality will be back up to perfect. I have a beautiful, fantastic video coming out on Fallout soon, the bases, so stick around for that. That will be coming out this Saturday or Sunday, so stick around for that. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you like, leave it a like. Guys, stay safe, stay well. This has been Truth. Peace.